What's up, everybody? We're back on FSD beta version number 12.3.3. It looks like we're doing our one-time check for the day for new updates. Currently, I do have our route set up for Chipotle, but I went ahead and added a few navigation points. What you can do is you can go into the app under navigation and actually pre-program a route with multiple stops. So we're going to be testing this out today, see how it does. Now it does show each destination and then another destination taken off. So instead of clearing the destination when we get there, let's see if it'll take us and navigate us out. Should be interesting. And we are taking a city streets drive to Chipotle today. Hope you're doing a fantastic day. We had that supercharger test the other day. You know, I did have a comment. Someone was curious why I would be doing that 0 to 100% charging test. Well, I like to do that with every Tesla I own. Do at least a 0 to 100. I think that was probably the first 100% charge I've ever done on this car. We do have it on assertive, no minimal lane changes, so it looks like Beta's kind of deciding to move lanes here. When you do have it on assertive, it will be a lot more frequent speed-based lane changes. So it'll be interesting. We got to go through here. We're going to do a U-turn, pull into the Aspire coffee shop, but the question is, will it continue our route? So if we go on edit trip, it'll show the different destinations that I had put in here. So it's kind of, I wanted it to navigate us through the city streets. All right, we just got the green light. Great acceleration. Another thing I've noticed recently on this 12.3.3 update is when the yellow light hits, Beta stops quick. Literally this morning on my first drive, I didn't record it, but I was on Beta and the yellow light hit. We were right close to the light and it stopped. All right, so to go straight, we do need to move over into our right lane. It's showing us in the left lane. I wonder if it's taking a different route because the navigation is showing straight, although this is the area where we're going to be pulling into. So for testing purposes, let's see what Beta does. Are we going straight? We got the blinker on. Ideally, you would just want to take the left though. Alright, so we went straight with the blinker on. Sorry about that, buddy. That car stopped, was waiting for us to turn. So it looks like we are going to make the U-turn up here. Again, super curious once we get to the destination if it'll keep routing us. We are on this huge road with no lane markings. Kind of went wide for a moment. Slowly creeping in. All right, we're completely clear on all areas. Okay, now we got a car right in front, just as I said that. And we're attempting the U-turn. Another car coming, and it pulled it off. All right, we are going a little slow. I'm gonna juice it just a little bit. All right, juicing it again. There is traffic behind us. And okay, we have it set. It's currently set at 10. Let me go ahead and change this. We're gonna turn off the automatic set speed. So I was testing that out again on my drives. Okay, this truck is just following right behind. All right, we're pulling into our destination. And the question, there's no way to get out to the left. So let's see how this reroute happens. So it says autopilot navigation complete. Press the accelerator. I'm going to go ahead and press it. I'm going to press it again. I'm watching the map to see what happens. We're just kind of navigating through this parking lot. And I'm guessing it's going to stop us right here in front of the coffee shop. And it's still going. Still has the old route in there. Very curious to see what happens here. Are we going to circle around again? It looks like it. So it's got the blinker on again. We're just kind of creeping through this parking lot. Autopilot navigation complete again, so this is the second time we're in the roundabout. Now if it doesn't stop or go to the next destination now, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this point. I just want to see exactly what happens here. Okay, this is the second time. And is it going to do a complete stop? All right, complete stop. Looks like that ended. Now, it's not updating our route at all. Okay, we're still going. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and edit the trip, and we're going to delete the Aspire. And now we're back on our route. Let's see if it navigates us out of here. Perfect. I thought that would have been cool if you could add multiple routes and it would get you there and just continue the route. Ideally, that's what I'd like to see. All right, we're completely clear to the left. We do have a car coming quick now. So I guess we were just creeping out for visibility there for a moment. After this car, no other cars. I do like that it's not going to that old creep line, because that creep line really doesn't make sense. All right, now we're going to be taking a right. It's kind of slowly pulling out here. Oh, again, because of the 10-mile-an-hour speed sign, I did turn off the automatic set speed again, and we're at 15% offset. Again, I just feel like it's easier to control the speed in this setting. On the other one, it was auto max, and it said 10, and we couldn't speed it up past 10. All right, back on the road to our second destination. So far, 0 disengagements. So it looks like we're going to be going to Albertsons for our second destination. And then again, I want to try it just one more time, see if it keeps us on route or not. Ooh, great acceleration. Beautiful day to do some FSD testing. Since this 12.3 came out, I've been using it every single day on all my drives. There's only a few areas where I'll have to turn it off. If it looks like it's too complicated for right now, I'll just turn it off, manually drive, and then turn it right back on. Got our left turn in 1.4 miles. Kind of staying right in the middle here. But what's funny, I noticed the other day when FSD was kind of driving on one of these large roads, kind of where we're at now, is that everybody drives in this area. As it progressively gets down the road, it does move over more and more. I would like to see that do it earlier. But driving fantastic. Again, kind of widening out in this lane, but if you look at that van, so is that van. All right, Beta's moving over. So it looks like we have our left turn coming up, and then it's going to do a right turn into the shopping center, and then hopefully reroute. Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's see if we can get us to this parking lot as well. On the supercharging test I did the other day, it did add about 80 kilowatts if I look at my charging stats. So even though the car was showing like 76 or 77 up here, it was showing that 80 kilowatts went in, so it makes sense. Sometimes it's nice to get a full supercharging test like that, or a full charge to 100. I feel like it does recalibrate the battery a little bit. When I charged up to 85% today, it was about a mile or two more than it usually is. So it definitely does some recalibration, you know, getting that battery to the bottom and getting it to the top. Again, so smooth. As I'm talking, I almost forget that the car's driving. It's the smoothness is impressive. I like it. All right, we're merging into our left turning lane. Let's see if we can get in tight. Not too bad. A little slow on the brake. Have an unprotected left here. Blinking yellow. Looks like the car was going to go for it for a second. We should be clear, actually. I mean, if we took off fast, now we're not. Got one car coming up. I think... Is this the time? I think this is the time. I'm not touching anything. Beta's going for it. It took a few seconds, but it definitely made the right decision there. And then we're going to be pulling into this Albertsons. I love the decision making it's doing. It's really kind of like analyzing the situation and then going for it. All right, so it shows our stop just straight ahead. I'm not going to let it do 2 laps around this time, but we'll see if it routes us to our next destination. All right, we got a slow sign on the street here. You can see all the rendering on the screen. Looks like it's going to go around. Autopilot navigation complete. Press accelerator to resume. Looks like it's got us in a holding pattern now, so let's go ahead and edit the trip. We'll go ahead and delete that. And now we have our next destination. And we are just inching out. Are we going to cut through here? I'm curious. Or are we going to go straight? It's doing 3 miles an hour, creeping. I'm going to goose it just a little bit right now. All right, there we go. Just to let it know we do want to continue. It's doing well navigating the parking lots. Got a car here, pulling in tight. Very good. Looks like we're going to take a left here. Or we were going to take a left there. Or we're going to take a left right through the lanes. Okay, now we're deciding that's probably not a good idea. Alright, no stop sign, so we're good. We're just creeping right out. Nice speed going through the parking lot. 8 miles an hour is perfectly fine. Alright, we got the stop sign, the full stop. That car right here didn't like that. It's like, why are you full stopping there? It doesn't make sense. No human stops like that. Alright, we're clear after this RAV4. Pulling out. Very nice. Ooh, great acceleration. They're adding some nice shops in here. Alright, so we do have some lane markings disappearing. Beta's moving over to the left lane. Very good. Kind of went from one single to one wide. And then we also got more construction up here, I believe. In general, the road markings aren't the best in this area of town. I think Vegas is always under construction. All right, so right here we just opened up to a wide lane. No, only a couple little markings on the left side, but all wide. Look at that. And it's doing great holding the path. Let's see if it holds the path through this light. Oh, some bumps in the road. Again, no lane markings. Pathing's doing good. It is rendering some type of lane markings here because it can kind of see the yellow. Very minimal markings. Looks like we do have some new and some old roads through here. Interesting way it's routing us too. So instead of going straight and pulling into a left right here, we have we're gonna be going around into the Walgreens. I wish we could choose the routes on the navigation. That would be so amazing. Like if you just wanted to stay on city streets only, and then you can, it does give you about 2 or 3 different routes usually, but if we could customize it, that'd be fantastic. Alright, so we're gonna go straight through the light, and then we have construction right before our left turn. I wonder if it's because of the construction. So most likely it's probably just routing around construction that I didn't know was there, because I can kind of see the construction in this area. Smooth through the light like I'm not even driving. Okay, we are opening up wide here, no lane markings and the construction zone. All right, a little bit of lane markings here. We're not turning left here, but on the next one, does say keep right, narrowing in. All right, it's giving me some alerts. So we could go straight here, but Beta wants to take a left, so we're gonna take a left. We do have some traffic right on our rear, right on our left. They're trying to squirrel around us, which I don't know if they'll be able to make it. Okay, Beta's gonna pull out. They didn't make it. So in a human situation, a lot of times humans do block the other traffic trying to get around. Personally, me, I would have moved out of the way. We are on our reroute. We're kind of guiding right over the line here. Even though we have our turn coming up, it's kind of in the bike lane right here. This is a strange road as well, because a very old road with this bike lane looks like it's way out to the left. And we're trying to take a right into it's almost like a parking lane here too for the park. So Beta tried to go for it, but it did recalibrate. Now I kind of want us to go wide around this turn. Don't start yet. Okay, it was clear. It was kind of close on that one. I was keeping an eye out. All right, slowing down for the speed bump. Perfect. We got speed bump hump signs, and you can actually see the markings in the road. So as you kind of come up here, let's see if Beta's visualizing. So it's not really visualizing the speed bumps too much at all, or the speed hump signs. So that's a new thing they've added since this new update. They're really just keeping the minimal visualization. So it's really seeing everything, but it's not visualizing at all. I feel like that's to speed up the processor. And I've also noticed that, when you're entering in navigation, it's much quicker. I feel like those are related. All right, we're taking our right turn. I'm really curious to see how it gets us out of this Walgreens parking lot to do the U-turn for the Chipotle. I don't know if it's going to pull that off. That might be our first disengagement, but we'll find out. I will let it pull us into the Walgreens. So, we're kind of clear over there. As we're hesitating, the traffic's starting to build up. But after this car, we're clear on the inside lane, but we got much more faster traffic in the middle lanes. And they do tend to merge over. I think I would be waiting here too. I'll tell you when I would go. I think I would probably go right now after this red car. Again, there's a lot of plants in this area kind of blocking. Still not ready. As we wait, the cars just keep getting closer and closer. These cars are getting road rage, doing U-turns. No one behind me. And it looks like we're clear on the inside lane. After this white minivan is fully clear, we need to go. I'm going to give it a little goose on the accelerator, just a little, just to push it. All right, there we go. I wasn't sure how long it was going to wait for. Just wanted to give it a little accelerator press, let it know, hey, I think we're clear. And it's going. All right, now we got our Walgreens destination. Love that acceleration. Very early brake, almost like it was going to pull into the first lane. And we're pulling in. Let me go ahead and just edit the trip now that we know it won't keep us going on the route. Let this blinker turn off here. All right, so we'll cancel Walgreens, and now we're going to Chipotle. So it looks like we're going to navigate through the parking lot, do some type of a U-turn setup, or not. It is giving us an interesting route. It's pulling us around to do the U-turn here. Instead, we could actually turn left right here and just go around, but it's taking us on a different route. Again, I wish you could change routes on the fly too. Route changing, the navigation would be amazing. All right, we got traffic pulling in behind us. Kind of just creeping through the back here. They're kind of speeding up. Natural human behavior. Oh, full stop. They didn't like that. Oh, full stop. All right, let's pull out of here. I'm going to goose it just a little bit, give us some confidence off the accelerator. I don't mind giving a little intervention. I just want to see if we can do it without disengagement. All right, I'm not touching anything. We're just going to pull out here. Okay, we do have a car to the left, and we are doing this interesting maneuver. Now, it makes sense to get further out, so that way we have more runway to get into the far left lane to do the U-turn. So I mean, the route planning is okay, but I still wouldn't have gone this route. Going full screen. Looks like, I think maybe after, let me see if I can get in deeper here. I think after these two, I would just go for it. I'm gonna give it a little goose, kind of just push this out, but we gotta get into the far lane, and I believe that truck is coming. Okay, I'm gonna take over. Disengagement number 1. So it probably could have got over. This truck was coming fast though. And I had a feeling we were gonna have to disengage there, because ideally I would have just taken a left, cut across, and came this way with the protected, but it wanted to do some wild routes, so there we are. Now we are in our U-turn. Nice and positioned straight. No more cocking of the wheel at the stop signs. It's funny because I haven't mentioned that once in the last videos, and this is actually the first time I thought about it. I used to pull up to every stop sign, every light, and kind of cock the wheel to get ready for the U-turn, but now it's doing good. It's funny how when things disappear, you tend to really not even think about them anymore. And that's how I feel like beta is going to be in the future. It's going to be so good that we're going to forget all of this testing, all of this interventions. All right, we got the green protected. Beta put on the arrow. We're going for the U-turn, kind of slow here. I'm going to give it a little throttle because that car was creeping up tight. All right, back off. Whenever I put on the throttle, I just kind of goose it just for a second and then jump off because I want to let beta take over. Great acceleration. So it was just still a little bit hesitant at the second half of the U-turn because cars are kind of traveling right behind you, you know? So that hesitation, it's close quarters on U-turns, that's for sure. You don't want to get hit in the back. Looks like we almost dove into this lane. We do have our blinker on. It didn't brake early there though, but it just kind of dove into the lane a little early. A little slow to pull in as well. No problem when you don't have traffic behind. Pulling into the parking lot here. Nice and slow. I wish it would park us. I wish we could park forward as well.